Are you going to sue Blake Lively too?
Into oblivion, Megan. Wait till you see this lawsuit.
Oh boy. Well, for what?
I'm just going to tell you, you're going to have to wait and see. It's coming up soon.
The motion to dismiss is from the New York Times, as Justin Baldoni is suing them. So while this doesn't have as much to do with Blake Lively's defense, these parallel lawsuits leave a lot in the exhibits.
Blake Lively is reportedly furious following the New York Times' leak of a controversial email involving Justin Baldoni, which has ignited intense speculation and debate within Hollywood. This unexpected revelation has sent shockwaves through the entertainment industry, with Lively allegedly outraged over both the timing and the nature of the leak.
That's right. We've got the email that the New York Times sent Justin Baldoni, the email they sent Steve Sarowitz, Jamie Heath, and others. Plus, we have their response, the New York Times statement that they're making regarding wanting this case to dismiss. It is very common for someone to want a case dismissed. It's like if your mom tells you to clean your room, and of course you're going to go, do I have to? That's the motion to dismiss. Do I have to? Yes. All right, fine. I thought I'd try.
Sources close to the actress suggest that she believes the email was intentionally released to manipulate public perception and pressure Baldoni into a hasty response. As the situation continues to unfold, fans and industry insiders are closely monitoring how both Lively and Baldoni will navigate the growing storm surrounding them.
The email that New York Times sent to Justin back in December, days before Christmas, with a short one-day window for him to respond. We're going to get into all of that right now. So here in Variety, and again, this was filed Friday night, which is always how you file things when you don't want the media to report on them because you think they've got things to do over the weekend. I'm telling you this right now. There's a measles outbreak. I got a 9-month-old that's not vaccinated. I got nothing to do. We're staying home, okay? It's all Postmates and reading court documents.
The email in question was sent just before Christmas, a time when many individuals are on holiday or otherwise unavailable, indicating a strategic move to limit Baldoni's ability to respond effectively. The tight one-day deadline placed him under significant pressure, reducing his time to gather information, consult with legal or PR teams, and prepare a proper response.
That's called fraud, when you pretend you want to do the one thing and you'll do the thing they're hiring you for, but all along you have secret plans to do something very, very different that's above your pay grade. And she finally bumped into someone who was weak enough and not famous enough to stop her, right? This Justin Baldoni, most people had never even heard of him. He'd been in like one series. He certainly wasn't at Ryan Reynolds level fame, never mind Blake Lively. And she bullied him into giving her the movie where she did her own cut. They released the cut of the movie. He didn't even get to see it. He was the director of the film, the producer of the film, the guy who got the rights to the film, the one who's supposed to be in control. He didn't even get to see it. He was in the basement at his own movie premiere. And then she had the nerve, because she had 2 minutes of bad publicity when the film hit.
This tactic is often employed in sensitive situations where the sender aims to control the narrative or elicit a rushed reaction before the recipient has the opportunity to fully assess the circumstances.
Here is a text exchange between Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni during the filming of It Ends With Us. Hey Blake, did you rewrite Lily's lines for today's scene? Oh yeah, nothing big though, just a few changes that I think better portray Lily's thoughts. That's cool, I don't mind, I trust you. Could you just let me know next time in advance? I want as much of a woman's perspective as possible. So do your thing, I just want to be kept in the loop. So Ryle is reacting to the right lines when we film. Gotcha. Don't worry, you're still the director. No need to snap at me. So that passive-aggressive exchange was part of a text from May 15th, 2023, and then they sent each other voice memos. More things to come with this to see if the Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni lawsuits go to trial.
The email from the New York Times to Baldoni in December, just days before Christmas, has become a focal point of this unfolding drama. The timing of the filing, late on a Friday night, suggests an attempt to minimize media coverage over the weekend.
Blake Lively did a movie co-starring Justin Baldoni. They had a falling out while they were shooting the film. She blamed him for being overseas. people. She put that lawsuit out to try and destroy him. But it turns out that she fabricated a whole bunch of text messages. Her side of the story was fabricated and framed on Justin. When they had their premiere, bro, Justin, all his friends, and all his family were sent to the basement because Blake Lively didn't want any of them to be seen. As if it was just her night and her movie. Yeah. Now, there's a theory. It wasn't just Blake Lively suing Justin. It was also Ryan Reynolds. In Deadpool, Ryan Reynolds put in a character to make fun of Justin Baldoni. It was nice pool. They made that character to try and make fun of him, bro.
Amidst a measles outbreak, many people are staying home, leading to increased scrutiny of court documents and the situation at hand. The bombshell accusations have sparked widespread debate, with some defending Lively's work ethic, while others question whether her behavior on set may have contributed to the recent legal troubles.
In one text, Jennifer is celebrating how fans are backing up Justin online. In another text, she says, fans remain supportive of you and believe the issue of the feud is because she took control of the movie. Melissa says the majority of socials are so pro-Justin, and I don't even agree with half of them, LOL. In other text messages, Justin suggests how they might flip the narrative. In this screenshot, Justin sends an article about allegations of bullying against Hailey Bieber. He says, this is what we would need. Basically saying they need people to think that Blake Lively is a bully.
As the controversy continues to swirl, fans are left wondering how these allegations might impact Lively's career moving forward. The situation escalated when Lively and Baldoni exchanged text messages regarding revisions to the dialogue of Lily Bloom, the character portrayed by Lively in It Ends With Us.
Blake Lively's team had asked to subpoena Justin Baldoni's phone, meaning, and not only Justin Baldoni, the entire team that they had sued, meaning like 5 or 6 people, and they want not only to look at text messages in regards to the case, but in regards to everything.
And they want to go back 2.5 years.
Yes, with their internet browser history, so they can see whatever they Googled. I mean, if they do that to anyone's phone, you're going to find stuff that are suspicious, don't you think? I mean, you Googled many weird things. I think for them to ask to have access to Justin Baldoni's text to his wife, I mean, isn't that outrageous?
It sounds like an overreach, if you ask me.
Yeah, or like Justin Baldoni's lawyer called it, a fishing expedition, which is a word he used on purpose, I think, because that's a word that judges don't really like. And this is, like he also pointed out, this is not a criminal case, and Blake is not the FBI. This is a civil case, so I think asking for this, do you think they're going to get it through from the judge?
Not altogether, but you know, it is you can do it in defamation cases, though.
Yeah, but I think limited in defamation cases.
Lively proposed enhancing the character's agency and injecting more playfulness into her interactions, aiming to intensify the chemistry between Lily and Ryle, played by Baldoni.
Okay, so this is an excerpt from my new favorite book, which is the website that Justin Baldoni published all about his correspondence with Blake Lively. And this is one of my favorite excerpts with my new favorite Game of Thrones character, Blake Lively. Are you ready for it? Blake Lively writes, I can send you my pass at the roof, or just read with you when we get together next week. Let me know what you prefer, smiley face. If you knew me in person longer, you'd have a sense of just how flirty and yummy the ball busting would play. It's my love language, spicy and playfully bold, never with teeth. And him serving it back to her is just as important. You don't usually see both the man and the woman with such agency and humor. Anyway, I can act it out for you next week to make sure it comes through. Or I can send it now. Let me know what you prefer. XX. To which Justin Baldoni responded, sorry, I was just crying my eyes out as kids and family just left for another 5 weeks and it was a shit show. Heart emoji, heart emoji, heart emoji.
Baldoni responded enthusiastically, agreeing that such modifications would deepen the connection between the characters and enhance the storytelling. However, their communication took a passive-aggressive turn, revealing underlying tensions that have since contributed to the legal dispute.
Blake Lively included multiple text messages in her lawsuit against Justin Baldoni. Some of these text messages are between two women that Justin hired, one of them being Melissa Nathan, who is a crisis management expert, and publicist Jennifer Abel. In one text from Jennifer to Melissa, she says he wants to feel like she can be buried, referencing Justin and Blake. Melissa tells Jennifer, "You know we can bury anyone." Some of these text messages are very intense. They are referencing unaliving Blake and putting her in a box. In one text, Jennifer says, "I'm having reckless thoughts of wanting to plant pieces this week of how horrible Blake is to work with." In one text from Justin to Jennifer, he asks what their TikTok strategy is, and he asks for them only to start posting clips of him talking about domestic violence and why this movie is so important.
The fallout from their collaboration has led to a bitter legal battle, with Lively allegedly fabricating text messages to frame Baldoni negatively. The premiere of the film saw Baldoni's friends and family sidelined as Lively sought to dominate the narrative surrounding the project.
The time progressed in this film. She decided that she wanted to be a producer. She started to make edits. She wanted to be part of the editing team. There were people hired, like human beings actually hired to do the editing job, who had done work as editors. She wanted to be part of that team. The next thing you know, she took over the editing. She started making threats that she wouldn't promote the movie, that she wanted to be in control of marketing of the movie, that she would do nothing in terms of promotion unless she was the actual editor.
This has raised questions about her conduct on set and whether her actions may have contributed to the current legal issues. In a surprising twist, Baldoni's legal team has now involved Taylor Swift in the lawsuit against Lively, alleging that her fame was used to pressure him during production.
Justin Baldoni is now involving Taylor Swift in his lawsuit against Blake Lively. So Justin Baldoni is suing Blake Lively, Ryan Reynolds, and their publicists for over $400 million for all the It Ends With Us drama. Now he's name dropping Taylor Swift, Blake's bestie, in the mix. Thankfully, Taylor Swift is not being sued, but she's mentioned in his 179-page paper complaint. And he's alleging that Taylor's fame was used to pressure him during production. And it really all stems from this penthouse situation where Blake and Ryan live. Apparently there was a meeting there with all of them and Taylor Swift was actually present, and Blake ended up rewriting one of the scenes. And even after the meeting was over, Baldoni texted Blake this, saying, "I gotta put my glasses on for this one, the font is too small. Also was working on the rooftop scene today. Really love what you did. Makes it so much more fun and interesting, and I would have felt the same way without Ryan and Taylor."
The controversy traces back to a meeting at Blake and Ryan Reynolds' penthouse, where Lively rewrote a scene, leading to further complications in their working relationship. Baldoni's attorney expressed disbelief at Lively's alleged actions, describing them as unprecedented and manipulative.
This was a sinister PR move. Blake Lively then moved 11 days later to file a lawsuit. So now she has filed a lawsuit, and I don't think she ever wanted to do this. I think she genuinely wanted this to be a PR move, and she wanted to leak it to the New York Times. She thought the public would take her side with no questions asked. And instead the public is saying, no, we have a few questions here. And Justin Baldoni is going all the way to the wall on this. His lawyer is already giving interviews explaining just how nasty her team has played this. The lawyer's name is Brian Friedman. He stopped by the Megyn Kelly show. And here's some of the things that he had to say. First, he says there used to never be a claim. There never was a sexual claim until she went to that civil rights office. Take a listen.
There was actually no allegation of sexual harassment until the lawsuit was filed.
He contends that Lively's efforts to dominate the film's production are both shocking and indicative of a deeper issue within the industry. As the legal battle intensifies, both sides are preparing for a trial set for March 2026, with significant public interest in the case.
We're going to be talking all things Blake Lively and her legal complaint that she's filed against her It Ends With Us co-star, Justin Baldoni. Yes, the It Ends With Us movie drama does in fact not end. What's interesting about this story to me is the Justin Baldoni of it all. He is a self-proclaimed male feminist. He's woke. He speaks out against sexual assault and sexual harassment, even toxic masculinity. And now in this legal complaint filed by Blake Lively, he's being accused of sexual harassment.
I challenge you to see if you can use the same qualities that you feel make you a man to go deeper into yourself. And will you be man enough enough to stand up to other men when you hear locker room talk, when you hear stories of sexual harassment, when you hear your boys talking about grabbing ass or getting her drunk? Will you actually stand up and do something so that one day we don't have to live in a world where a woman has to risk everything and come forward to say the words "Me Too"?
This is gonna be really awkward if these allegations are true. I will say, just for the record, I'm not a fan of either of these individuals, and something about both of them rubs me the wrong way.
The allegations range from misconduct to defamation, and both parties have been cautioned against litigating their dispute in the media. Lively's legal team has sought to subpoena phone records from Baldoni and his associates, aiming to uncover evidence of an alleged smear campaign against her.
Blake Lively is accusing Justin Baldoni of sexual harassment, followed by an attempted PR takedown of her to cover his own ass from people finding out what he did to her. In an article titled, "We Can Bury Anyone," Blake Lively heroically shared her story, and the world was on her side because it looked like she was just trying to take down a predator in Hollywood. So Justin Baldoni and his ace lawyer launched an all-cylinder fire attack to clear his name, and he started by suing the New York Times, saying that article was just published because it was paid for by Ryan Reynolds, and it was a multi-layered scheme planned out by Blake and Ryan to take down Justin. And I think it's pretty common knowledge that the mainstream media will lie on behalf of their powerful friends or anyone who pays them off to say certain things.
This request has raised concerns about overreach, with Baldoni's lawyer labeling it a fishing expedition. The subpoenas target not only text messages, but also personal communications and internet searches from the past 2.5 years. The implications of these allegations are far-reaching.
Well, Blake No Teeth Lively has experienced yet another court loss. So she wanted to amend her lawsuit against Justin Baldoni, right? The judge said, okay, cool, you have until Valentine's Day, February 14th. And now Blake Lively was like, oh, hold on, wait a minute, we're not ready to present yet. And she was asking for an extension until March 5th. And then the judge said, okay, why? And she's like, duh, because I'm Khaleesi and I said so. And then the judge was like, LOL, yeah, no, I'll give you until Monday. I'll give you a couple extra days. You have until Monday, but you don't have until March 5th. And so now she has until this upcoming Monday, which is February 17th, to figure out what she's going to amend in her complaint. And initially there were rumors that the amendment was going to come with some sort of statement from Jenny Slate, who played Justin Baldoni's sister in It Ends With Us.
And the public is left to speculate on how they might affect both Lively and Baldoni's careers moving forward. The situation remains fluid, with both parties navigating a complex web of accusations and counterclaims. As the legal drama unfolds, the entertainment industry watches closely, aware that the outcome could set significant precedents for future collaborations and disputes.
Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds, my besties. Do you think that Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively had anything to do with it?
This is what Justin Baldoni's team is saying, right? They're saying that Ryan Reynolds pressured WME to fire Baldoni.
Yeah.
And of course, that has been denied by WME. But why then did they fire Baldoni? There are more quotes though out there, and he's saying that I am the man that did it. What did he say? I'm a ride or die guy.
Yeah.
So he takes credit for firing him, and then he's making fun of his last name by calling him Bologna or something like that.
Yeah, Baloney.
Baloney, and then he corrects himself and says Baldoni.
Whatever his name is.
Yeah. And that's someone they represented for more than 5 years, apparently.
In the midst of this turmoil, the leaked emails and text messages have become a focal point of discussion. Many are questioning whether these communications will reveal crucial evidence or if they represent an overreach in the legal battle. The public's interest in the case continues to grow, with many eager to see how the story will develop and what the final outcome will be.
It's Saturday. The tea is flowing in the Justin Baldoni, Blake Lively case involving Taylor Swift and Brian Friedman and all the characters that are involved. And the cross-fighting here in the legal documents is absolutely insane. Justin responds to subpoena, say, hey, this is a massive fishing expedition. It goes back and forth, and that's where we land on the actual documents that we're about to share with you. Umbrella Guy, friend of the program, says Blake Lively wants 2.5 years of Justin Baldoni, calls, texts, real-time location. Watch. It's all because she's attempting further character assassination since her Me Too claims didn't end him. Now, as we know, she claims he harassed her, SH, right? And that's really the big story. But she's also going to claim that he was part of a smear campaign. He's going to argue, that was in retaliation. We were just planning a retaliation if you were going to come after me.
As the situation progresses, it raises broader questions about power dynamics in Hollywood, the treatment of women in the industry, and the lengths to which individuals will go to protect their reputations. The stakes are high, and both Lively and Baldoni are facing intense scrutiny as they prepare for what promises to be a contentious legal battle. What are your thoughts on the leaked emails? Do you believe they will uncover crucial evidence, or do you see them as an overreach? Share your opinions in the comments below.